that had been very angry that he was turned down for it, was in a process of appealing that decision. You can see him there in Derby city centre. He had been...
السلام عليكم، مرحبا، كيفكم؟ شو الاخبار؟ معكم عبيدك اللاسم، بيجي لكم فيديو جديد ان شاء الله ينال اعجابكم. الفيديو اليوم يا جماعه فيديو يعني تقريبا محزن، ما بعرف شو القصه بالفيديو. نشوف الفيديو. طبعا الفيديو مقتل شاب صومالي، مهاجر صومالي، والفيديو هيك بدنا نعرف قصته. الله يسعدكم. بدنا نشوف الفيديو نعطي ردة فعلنا عليه. لا تنسوا اشتراك، تفعيل الجرس، لا تدعم، شاركوا الفيديو مع اصدقائكم. بنشوف الفيديو بنقول بسم الله. يلا بسم الله.
Elsewhere today, a small boat migrant has been jailed for at least 25 years for murdering a bank customer totally at random shortly after angrily complaining about his refused asylum application. Another day in modern Britain, another day of chaos.
بريطانيا كمان، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله، الله يرحمه.
I'll speak with GB News' Homeland Security Editor Mark White. Mark, an astonishingly random and brutal killing in a town I know well, Derby. It just takes your breath away at the randomness, the barbarity, what's happening on our streets at the moment. Tell us about this case.
Yeah, this is a case that involved a migrant from Somalia, Habi Gabderaxman Noor.
الله يرحمه يا الله دخيله. يعني ممكن شغلة عنصرية بكل معنى الكلمة على فكرة.
Who arrived in the UK in October of last year on a small boat across the English Channel, according to the court in Derby. He had been or had paid €400 to be smuggled into the UK. He had applied for asylum when he arrived here and was turned down for that. Had been very angry that he was turned down for it. Was in a process of appealing that decision. You can see him there in Derby city centre. He had been on that day of the murder on May the 6th this year. He had been drinking a large quantity of alcohol. He phoned up a migrant charity helpline a number of times, making threats that he was going to kill 500 people, that he wanted to target doctors and police and Home Office officials. Well, in the end, he didn't kill any of those, but he went to a branch of the Lloyds Bank in Derby City.
يعني تهديد ممكن في كذبها، ما بعرف هذا الشيء، بس يعني تهديد عادي، واحد غاضب. يعني ليش انتو شو هالسيرة هي؟
Where in the queue waiting to be served was Govinder Singh Johal, a local man in Derby who went by the name of Danny to his friends. Habi Gabderaxman Noor went up to him and stabbed him in the chest. You're looking there, incidentally, at images of Habi Gabderaxman Noor being arrested later that day by the police. He went up to this young man and stabbed him in the chest before just calmly walking out of that branch of Lloyds Bank. The ambulance was later called to his home address because, of course, he had, Martin, been calling this charity helpline. They'd been concerned about his mental health and had contacted the police. The police passed it on to the ambulance. When the ambulance arrived at his home address, it was after the fact, after the murder. So Derbyshire police have referred themselves to the policing watchdog. We can also reveal, as if this wasn't shocking enough, that this Somali migrant, before even entering the UK, had been involved in a string of crimes involving robberies and assaults in 4 separate European countries before he even arrived on the shore.
معقول يعني
stores. And actually, before this murder, he had also been involved in assaults in this country, racially aggravated assaults, where he was screaming racist to individuals. I just want to finish by giving you a statement from Govinder Singh Johal's family, who say, Martin, every morning we wake up with a flicker of hope, expecting to hear his footsteps on the stairs, ready for work, ready for breakfast and a chat, but there is only silence, a silence that screams his absence. The future now feels like a life sentence of grief. That, the family of Govinder Singh Johal.
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل فيه. حسبي الله. العنصرية يا جماعة بتولد حقد وكراهية للمخلوق، شيء مو طبيعي.
You know, Mark, it's just heartbreaking to hear that. You know, after what happened yesterday, and now this. You know, Govinder Singh Johal, father of 3, you know, his kids won't ever see him again. Hard-working fella, paying cash into the bank, business owner. That's it. It's game over. It's just so hard to take all this news at the moment. I wonder if anybody else out there feels like this. It's just really, really completely overwhelming what's happening on our streets. Mark White, thank you. Moving on to another great story. The migrant sex offender who was mistakenly freed from jail was given £500 of taxpayers' money over threatened to lodge an asylum claim to block his deportation to Ethiopia. Hadish Kavaltu arrived back in his home country this morning after being forcibly removed from the UK on a flight. He was accompanied by a team of 5 immigration security escorts. But the question remains, why on earth did we give £500 of taxpayers' money to a convicted migrant child sex offender? That's where we're at. Let's now speak with the founder of the Pink Ladies protest group.
شوفوا على الفرق يعني في يا الله دخيل فرق واضح وصريح بين الخبرين.
Lorraine Kavanagh. Lorraine, welcome to the show. I don't know about you at the moment. I'm just feeling like so emotional about what's happening in Britain and what's going on our streets seemingly every day. Just feels totally out of control. And a lot of the heartbreak, a lot of the consternation, of course, started on your patch in Epping about this scumbag. Let's call him what he is. He's now been flown out of the country, but look, he's got 500 quid of British taxpayers' money. Is that the fine?
هداك طالب لجوء، هذا مساوي 7 وزمته، رحلوه عطوه 600 جنيه استرليني، 500 جنيه استرليني. شوف على تناقض يعني. العنصرية مألفة.
Well, actually, Martin, £500 was a bit of a bargain because he wasn't eligible for the government's voluntary return scheme, which would have been £1,500. So he's gone off on £500, which is a year's pay in Ethiopia, okay, leaving a 14-year-old and a woman with no compensation and the wreckage of their life. This is, we're sitting ducks. I feel as though...
يعني 1500 هن نتفاوضوا معه على 1000 على 500 هيك. ما بعرف شو اقول لكم. لهون انتهى الفيديو يعني كان نوعا ما حزين لشاب صومالي انقتل، والله يعني ظلما وعدوانا، يعني ظلم. شو بس كان يعني هدد وساوي. هو طالب لجوء مو اكثر ولا اقل يعني. لله في خلقه شؤون، الله يرحمه. تحية كبيرة لكم. طيب طبعا يا جماعة ان شاء الله رح ننزل لكم فيديوهات، دعمونا بلايك واشتراك وشاركوا فيديو مع اصدقائكم حتى يرتفعوا الفيديوهات ويشوفوا غيركم، حتى غير هيك ننزل يوميا. الله يسعدكم. كان معكم بيدك اللاس، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عبيد عماد فوق هيك المعنى عم فهمك، ما بتهمك بالغباء، بس الفشل فيكن داء، خل امل ودواء، فما بفكر فيكن لا. بديت من الصفر ما حدا معي كمل، فكروني ما رح وصل بس لكني بالقمة، انا صرت فوق قاعد فين عم اتأمل، هلا الكل صار يحبني بس لاني صرت الاول.